Great story out from you today on the success story that is Nvidia of this year. Not just gaming graphics. They're trying to talk up other areas of the business, and it's becoming a reality now?
That's right. I mean, the most recent earnings actually showed this 54% rise in revenue they had. A lot of that came from automotive, a lot of that came from data center, and that was really them delivering on the promise that they talked about.
But they're still such tiny players, really, when you're comparing them to Intel, who just owns the data center space. Are they managing to gain some traction here?
A little bit. I mean, it's really all still promise at this point. I mean, they've shown some results, but Intel still has a 99% market share, still making, huge gross margins out of a $4 billion a quarter business for them.
So how do they compete? You've got Intel with their R&D spending, just making Nvidia's look tiny. You've got Qualcomm cash rich.
Yeah.
What is Nvidia doing differently to start wooing over some major investors?
Well, it all depends upon the problem that you're trying to solve. The argument is that artificial intelligence is the future. I'm sure you've heard lots of people talking about this, and that's great when you talk about the software, when you talk about how, these data problems that need to get solved. But something underneath that has to be driving that.
Yeah.
Such huge problems. Parallel processing is the answer, doing lots and lots of things at the same time. That's what GPUs are very good at. So the argument is that the best GPU maker is going to profit the most from the use of that kind of processing.
And one particular luxury auto company, which is also electric, is using them already, Tesla, right?
Not using them already, but has announced that they are switching to them.
I see.
Yeah.
So the way 54% increase in revenue this year, going to remain a darling if we can see this sort of growth become a reality?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, at the moment, the fund managers that we interviewed for the story, they were like, we think they've got years and years of growth ahead of them. I asked them, well, do you think they can beat Intel? And they said, well, we don't really care because they're in there ahead of everybody else. This is going to be a huge market, so they're going to get their fair share, and it's going to be profitable growth that they didn't have before.